The air was thick. Tension hung heavy in the courtroom, two rivals face to face. One wrong look could set it off. This wasn't about lawyers and judges. This was about respect, reputation, and straight-up street beef. In one corner, we had Sleepy D, the hottest drill rapper to come out of Sleepy Hollow. Known for his gritty lyrics and raw talent, Sleepy D was on the come-up. His music was the sound of the streets. Across from him sat Grave Digga, Sleepy D's arch-nemesis. They grew up together, but somewhere along the line things went sour. Jealousy? Betrayal? Nobody knew for sure. Their feud spilled onto social media, igniting a firestorm of controversy and public spectacle. Diss tracks were released back and forth, each one more venomous than the last, fueling the animosity. The streets were buzzing with tension. Fans picked sides, some fiercely loyal to Sleepy D, others staunch supporters of Grave Digga. It was only a matter of time before things escalated beyond words and music. Then it happened. A fight broke out at a local club, a hotspot known for its vibrant nightlife but now tainted by violence. Sleepy D's crew clashed with Grave Digga's crew in a chaotic brawl that left the club in shambles. Things quickly spiraled out of control. The cops were called in to restore order. Arrests were made on both sides. Now, both Sleepy D and Grave Digga, along with their respective crews, were facing serious charges. The courtroom was filled with tension as the legal battle began, each side hoping for a favorable outcome but bracing for the worst. Section 4. Stare down. Sleepy D stepped into the courtroom. His eyes scanned the room, landing on Grave Digga. Their eyes locked. The temperature in the room seemed to drop 10 degrees. Time stood still. Grave Digga smirked. Sleepy D clenched his jaw, his fists balling up. The tension was palpable. Everyone in the courtroom held their breath. Anything could happen. Section 5. Courtroom chaos. The tension in the room was palpable, a thick fog of anxiety and anticipation hanging over everyone present. A gasp rippled through the courtroom, a collective intake of breath as the unexpected unfolded before their eyes. Sleepy D's mother, sitting behind him, whispered a desperate plea for him to stay calm. Her eyes were wide with fear, her hands trembling as she clutched her purse. The judge's gavel slammed down, demanding order. The sharp crack echoed through the room, a stark reminder of the authority that presided over the chaos. But the damage was done. The courtroom was already in disarray, whispers and murmurs spreading like wildfire among the spectators. The air crackled with unspoken threats, a silent war of wills playing out in the glances exchanged between the opposing sides. Sleepy D's lawyer whispered urgently in his ear, trying to regain control of the situation. His words were a lifeline, a desperate attempt to anchor his client in the storm of emotions. But Sleepy D wasn't hearing it. His mind was elsewhere, consumed by a singular focus that drowned out everything else. All he could see was Grave Digga, a smug look on his face. The sight of his rival, so confident and unbothered, ignited a fire within him that threatened to burn everything down. The tension in the room continued to rise, each second feeling like an eternity. The spectators were on the edge of their seats, waiting for the next move in this high-stakes drama. The judge's stern face betrayed no emotion, but the weight of his authority was felt by all. He was the only one who could restore order, but even he seemed momentarily overwhelmed by the chaos. In the corner, a courtroom sketch artist furiously captured the scene, their hand moving swiftly to document the unfolding drama. This moment would be etched in memory, a testament to the chaos that had erupted. Sleepy D's fists were clenched, his knuckles white with tension. He was a coiled spring, ready to snap at any moment. The entire courtroom seemed to hold its breath, the air thick with anticipation. What would happen next? No one could say for sure, but everyone knew that this was a moment that would change everything. Section 6. Unresolved. The tension in the air was palpable, a thick fog of uncertainty that seemed to cling to every corner of the room. The judge called for a recess, his gavel striking down with a resounding thud that echoed through the silent courtroom. It was a momentary pause in a trial that had already seen its fair share of drama and suspense. The courtroom erupted in whispers, a cacophony of hushed voices speculating on the outcome. Lawyers huddled with their clients, while spectators exchanged glances filled with curiosity and concern. The rivalry between Sleepy D and Grave Digga had just turned this courtroom into a powder keg. Their animosity was no secret, and as they were led away by court officers, the tension only seemed to rise, and everyone knew it was far from over. What would happen next? Would justice be served? The questions hung in the air, unanswered and unsettling. The stakes were high and the outcome was anything but certain. Or would this feud continue to escalate until someone ended up dead? The possibility loomed large, casting a shadow over the proceedings. The courtroom was a tinderbox, and it felt like it could ignite at any moment. One thing was for sure, this story wasn't over yet. The unresolved tension, the unanswered questions, and the unrelenting rivalry all pointed to one inevitable conclusion. The drama was far from its final act. The courtroom was merely the stage, and the real story was still unfolding.